else can I tell you about what's going on in the world of John Liu? We've been developing a social media tool actually over the past couple months. We've been developing it since April. What we wanted to build originally was basically a social media management and monitoring tool. I think we have some pretty specific ways that we see opportunity, and so that's what we've been trying to build. We're sort of banking a lot on, for me, I'm banking on two assumptions. One is that Facebook is, at least half, if not more, of the social media play for any company. Any company that is serious about a social media strategy, Facebook is at least going to be half of the activity. So a lot of our tool involves how do we make it easier for companies to leverage Facebook through the use of custom tabs. The second thing is that monitoring is very important, but a lot of the platforms that exist out there for social media monitoring, they are able to provide very high level but also very detailed information on what's happening across the internet and who's saying what, but they're also charging quite a bit for that, and I think that there's enough low-hanging fruit for smaller companies that are interested in that type of data, but aren't ready to pay $1,000 US a month for that type of research. So that's the second piece of what we're looking at. I'm trying to think of the core lessons that I would tell someone that is interested in going into the software development for social media. So this is all coming from basically a non-programmer, so I don't know if I'm the best person to fund a project like this, but I'm doing it, and that's it. So first things I'd say is obviously choose your team wisely. I was lucky that I got partnered with some people pretty early on. I think a lot of the challenge with this type of development is that we're not developing a website, right, where we can say here's 10 examples of things that work, develop it like that. I think with this vertical and with this space, because things change so dramatically, and so there's a lot of, looking back, there's a lot of time that was spent really just sort of researching what could be done with the APIs that we were looking at. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes, is that you spend a week or two on developing something that you think will have application. When you finally arrive there, you realize that the application wasn't as strong as it originally looked, or sometimes it's just not feasible. So all in all, when I look back on the time that we spent since April in development, it wouldn't surprise me if a good 2-3 months was spent on kind of that research phase, and basically researching things that didn't end up being viable. And so now for phase 2, I feel much more confident that we really know what we are trying to build. We've sort of, the last 6 months has been a process of figuring out how to do things and making the least costly mistakes as possible, and now we're ready to begin phase 2. And let me tell you, developing software is not an easy thing. I feel like I've learned a ton, and then also feel like I've learned nothing, depending on the day that you ask me. But it's been a really intense experience.